Ole'Pops here, standing out on my front porch. Had a visitor come over, one of Mini-Me's friends come over the other day, actually last night, and sat down and visited with us for quite some time. And he was looking around on the walls at some of the stuff we had hanging on our walls. And you look around at our house and you see some pretty strange stuff hanging on our walls. But he was looking at some of the stuff we had in our house. Our walls in our den are filled with paintings that I did back in 2012. Back in 2012, I was going through some pretty tough times up here, and writing some pretty dark music. My paintings aren't really anything to look at really artistically and think, well, you know, this guy's got artistic talent, because I don't, and I don't want you to think that I do. But it's not anything that I've ever shared with anybody. My carvings, on the other hand, are something that I'm kind of proud of. But he thought that maybe I should, hang on. They're coming to get me before I commit this crime, but I'm hidden by the bushes, so I'm gonna commit this crime anyway. I'm gonna share these paintings with you. I did a series of 20 of them back in 2012, and I got 9 of them left. I sent Danny one for a homecoming gift. The River Rat, I sent him one called Unstrung Hero. They're more comedy or comic to look at than anything, but they tell a story about where my dark mind came from, or was going at the time. I keep dropping this camera a little at a time, but I'm much better now. Anyway, I'm going to show you these paintings one at a time and let y'all get a sense of where Ole'Pops has come from, and how much better I've gotten since then. Anyway, I'm going to pause it right here and turn them around one at a time and let y'all see them and tell you what the names of them were or are. Okay, you've heard of a man-eating tiger? I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong painting. This one is called Breakfast in the Bayou. And if you'll look at it, it's a gator eating an egress. But if you look back there in the background, it's a bunch of egresses eating baby gators. So what goes around comes around, I reckon. The name of that one is Breakfast in the Bayou. All I'm going to say about this one is the name of it is Dantes Inferno. And if y'all ever read the book Dantes Inferno, you know what it's about. And you know who Dante was. And you know what his mission was. And you know that that wasn't it. All I can tell you about this one is the title. It's called Darts with the Lawn Girl Helga. Obviously, she's decided to use lawn darts. Who could do that to a dartboard, huh? Poor dartboard. This one was called House Hunting in Gnomeville. Looks like they found them the one they wanted, and old big boy there's brought him an axe to cut it down with. Gee, is that a 2-bedroom or 3? During a time when everyone's complaining about their children getting sucked into video games and sucked into the television and families not spending enough time together. This one's called the Groove Tube. I took an old 1950s Zenith television and painted a scene of everything getting sucked into a groove in the ground. I have no idea. What was going through my mind at the time. You know, half of the stuff that I look at now that I painted at the time can I tell you what it meant? I don't know. Now, back to the original question. You've heard of a man-eating tiger. I guess it could refer to a man eating a tiger or a tiger eating a man. This one I call cow eating grass. The main character in this one I borrowed from Escher, but I call this painting Lao Tiger. You either know why or you don't. They just seemed to get darker as the days went on. And like I said, I painted 20 of them, and one of them went to Danny River at 74. I think my brother has like 2 or 3 of them Yeah, I know he's got one called Fishing for Time, and he's got a couple of them called Judgment Day 2. But these are the only 9 that I have left. This one is one of my personal favorites. I don't mean any disrespect to anyone out there. I don't mean any personal bigotry or anything, but this one was called A Finger Sandwich in a Juice Box. And last but not least, my self-portrait. Anyway, I'm Ole'Pops. That's what I was doing when they figured out that I wasn't some nut, but I was epileptic, and I'm glad they did, but at first they thought I was some nut. But anyway, I spent a lot of time using that for therapy. I didn't sell any. I gave a bunch of them away. Like I said, my brother's got one, and there's one hanging at well, not anymore. Lulu's went out of business, and the family that owned Lulu's, I can't remember their last name anymore, but they have one in their house. It's called Paul's Bunyan. It was kind of a neat one, I thought, but they were all kind of cartoony, so there's nothing real artistic about it. It's just an ex-crazy man's therapy. Anyway, I'm Ole'Pops.